Hi, I'm Alex. Welcome to 917 The Edge. Follow me. You can't tell, but this is my Hawk card, and it gets me into the station. This is our on-air studio. You're going to want to get here about 5 minutes early so you could sign in. This is the station log. Make sure the day and date are filled in and current. Next, put automation time off and your shift start time. Then, print your first and last name under licensed operator. Once you've filled in the log, make sure you check the transmitter. The instructions should always be there. Start by dialing 1315.
Enter.
Then, put in the password.
This is RSC1B,
Then, put in 01.
channel 011000.
Then log the transmitter power in the percent power column. Now it's time to start your shift. You'll need to wear headphones during your shift. Plug them in here. Adjust the headphone volume on the board here. The studio monitors can be adjusted as well. Position your microphone at a 45-degree angle away from you, either up, down, or to the side, and make sure it's about 6 inches away from you. To set your levels, begin with your mic fader at the black line here. Once you're on air, make sure your levels average -20 dB. Adjust your fader accordingly. The studio monitors will turn off when the mic is on to eliminate feedback. Now we can test the microphone. These are the levels at the starting mark. Now the levels are too high, and we're overmodulating. These levels are too low. If you want your levels to be around -20 decibels on average, right about here. If the channels on the board are different from those shown, check the board profile here. Press the profile button and use the dial to choose profile A for the on-air profile. You can select a profile by pressing it on the dial. Then, finalize your selection by hitting the profile button again. Once your mic is in position and the board is set, you're ready to insert a talk break and give the legal ID. The button to insert the talk break is here. When clicked, it places the talk break above the selected track. The talk segment will begin once it reaches the top of the queue. You will need to perform a legal ID at some time between 55 and 05, 5 minutes before the top of the hour to 5 minutes after the top of the hour. The legal ID is WSUW Whitewater. You need to say this once every hour within that 10-minute window. Every time by Bonfield here on 917 The Edge, WSUW Whitewater. I'm Alex, I'll be with you for the next hour. We'll kick it off with Magic the Cars, so don't turn that dial. The talk break will conclude when you play the next song. Remember, the mic is still live until you turn it off. This means you could talk over song intros to do a speed break and hit the post. Before we can get into that, let's go over what's on our screen, the iMedia Touch system. The screen should look like this when you arrive for your shift. If the windows are different, you don't see some of your windows, or there are none at all, simply hit this button and click Music. This should set the windows back to what you need for your shift. The left half of the screen is iMedia 1, and is controlled by the OMT fader. Similarly to the mic volume, you'll want to pay attention to the monitor for OMT air to keep the on-air volume around -20 as well. Starting at the top left, here is the countdown for the song intro. The song intro can also be seen here and here. Next to the intro countdown is the outro countdown. While the intro countdown is usually pretty exact, the outro countdown will begin 60 seconds before the song ends. The show log is here and shows what is coming up next. The right half of the screen is iMedia 2. It is controlled by the OMT keys. This section of iMedia 2 is backsell and upsell panel. You want to backsell and upsell with every talk break. Under the backsell upsell panel are the music beds. By hitting the preview button, you could preview some of our beds. To play the bed, you hit it once. And to stop the bed, you hit it again. You can use these beds during your talk breaks so you aren't talking over silence. By watching the song intro time, you could plan out a speed break. For a speed break, you will turn the mic on, fade the music under, so you could talk over the intro, and then end your talk break right as the intro ends. If you get it right, you will have hit the post. Hey, you are listening to 917 The Edge. I'm Alex, and here's Chapstick by Coin.
She's a friend of mine in the apple pie and the sharpshooter. I'm in the overtime like it's sharpshooter.
Some other tips for talk breaks is to talk as if you're having a conversation with a friend, and make sure you keep it family friendly. Don't say anything you wouldn't say in front of your grandma, or you wouldn't want a child repeating. It's encouraged to talk about local events happening in the area, but remember, no mentioning prices. And remember, free is a price. Also, don't mention brands, as anything could really be misconstrued as an ad. You will have approximately 3 talk breaks in an hour, up to a couple minutes long. Don't schedule multiple talk breaks at a time. Remember to include the legal ID if it's within the 55 and 05 10-minute range. Make sure during each break that you backsell, upsell, and drop the station name. And every once in a while, announce who you are so people know who they're listening to. If you encounter an issue during your shift, instead of airing your grievances, you can put them here. In the bitch book. The program director and the music director will check it out every once in a while and address your problems. However, if there's something seriously wrong with the station, contact the program director and/or station manager directly. When you're nearing the end of your shift, you should sign off by letting your audience know on air that you're heading out. It's a good idea to also let them know when your next shift is, and it's a great idea to promote the next DJ. If the next DJ is already there, you can write your time off on the station log and head out. If there's no DJ after you, or the DJ hasn't showed up yet, you have to do one final transmitter check. Then write your time off on the station log. Write the same time for the time on, then automation as the licensed operator. The next DJ will log the automation time off. If your shift ends at midnight or after midnight, make sure to start the next day's log sheet at midnight. Be sure to turn off the lights and close the door on your way out. And that's it. Remember to have fun and keep living on the edge.
Hi, my name is Ferris Fig. Welcome to 917 The Edge. This is your Operation Log training. When you come into the station, the log may look like this. We're going to want to make a new sheet, but first we have to say the time, the automation, as 2400. Then we can move this old sheet all the way to the back. The day, the day is Friday. And then we have to say that automation started at 0000. And then we'll say the time of our shift, which for me is 0800. And if you need help with military time, we have a conversion chart all in the back. Then I'll say I came in at 0800, write my printed full name, and then we wait. If you go out to fill a new operation log and there are none, you can check the operation log mailbox. Follow me. Here are some do's and don'ts to remember when filling out the board operation log. Do write your name first and last legibly and clearly. Please make a note if you are there to be a board operator for a sports game, and use a new sheet every day. And if there are no more new sheets, let your program director know. Now for the don'ts. Please don't forget to put in your automation and your transmitter log. And when you come in, you can write down the time of your shift, not the exact time that you come in. And when you're filling that out, do not take up more than one space, and don't leave any blank spaces as well.